Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello, my name is Mariana and today we're here with the last episode of my sketchbook flip through, and today I'm going to show you my most recent art pieces and drawings and stuff like that. If you haven't watched the other videos, I'll leave their link here on the screen so you can watch it later. And today we're going to start off with this sketchbook that my brother bought me when he was in China. So this notebook here is from China. It's from a long time ago. I think it's from 2013 maybe. He has this cord here and also a little coin at the end. So let's open this baby. First page here, we already see that this is an actual sketchbook, so I did a lot of sketches on this notebook. First off, I really wanted to learn how to draw wolves, so you see lots of wolves in different positions. I was looking for a technique for drawing their fur, and also for drawing movement. So you see a lot of different wolves in different positions. Some wolves are alone, some wolves are together playing or fighting. And I was also studying a little bit of the skeleton of the wolf and ways to make it easier for me to draw. So as you can see here, I have more wolves. This is an entire pack. These ones are fighting, these ones as well. These ones are playing, and more fighting, angry one. And the way I did these drawings was I would get a picture from the internet and then I would draw then just looking at the picture. And this is a very good exercise to try to learn to draw something. And I really like the fact that I focused on a specific animal because it's easier to learn that way. So here we have very rough sketches. I never finished those drawings because there were lots of wolves, so yeah, I never finished those ones. And over here we get to the actual research part. So here I actually studied the skeleton of the wolf, and I also named a lot of bones from their structures. Here I learned a little bit about their muscles and muscle structure. And then I ended up trying to find simplified versions of the wolf that would help me to draw wolves more quickly. And I came up with two different shapes. This one is it has more sharp angles, more geometric shapes, and this one has more curves and circles and stuff like that. So these are two different approaches that end up with the same result, more or less. And then I started applying the simplified version to my drawings, and I did that in order to be able to draw a wolf out of my head instead of looking at a picture and then having to draw it from the picture. So these ones I actually drew without looking at pictures, which is good, but this was a long time ago. I'm not sure, I don't have the dates here, but I think this was back in 2014. So it's been 6 years. I don't remember anymore how to draw wolves properly. Anyway, and then I started looking at people, and I decided to try drawing only with mechanical pencil. That's why you're gonna see there are some very rough lines and very few blending with the shadows and the light parts of the picture. But I still think it looks very interesting. And for me, the most difficult part is getting the geometry of the face right, and also the symmetry. So for example, it's hard for me to get the eyes correctly and also the placement of the mouth and the nose. It's a little bit hard for me, and that's why I was training. Here we have some more faces, and in this one you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This eye is much smaller than this one, and the position of them is kind of weird. I was trying to get these things right, and the way I was doing that was exactly the same way I was doing the wolves. I would look at a picture and then I would draw from that picture onto my notebook. And that's how I trained. Here we have a much more detailed face of a man, and also with lots of shadows, and I really like this work even though it's only mechanical pencil and that's why it doesn't look as great. I still think it's very interesting. Here we see some more things about motorcycles. I love motorcycles, so I have a couple drawings about it. More faces over here. More motorcycles, and this was a drawing for a book I was writing. I never finished it, but I really wanted a cover, so I was doing a rough draft for it. And now we start with the studies of movement and people. So I really wanted to see how people moved and how I could capture movement. So I did a simplified version of people, and then I started drawing lots of different situations, positions, movements. And then I also started training with cars. I really like car design, and that's something I wanted to do with my life. And that's why I chose mechanical engineering, because even though I like the design of cars, I wanted to know a little bit more about the technical stuff of cars before jumping into the design process. Here we have more cars, and then this is a random drawing that I found a picture and I said, well, I'll be training with this picture, and I drew that. Here we have more research on product design. I really like product design as well, so I started with simple plugs, for example, a little bit of perspective, a bowl, a gun, cell phone, lots of random stuffs, as you can see. And I think product design is a very, very nice course, and I would love to take it, but I'm a mechanical engineering student, so that won't be happening anytime soon. More design process ideas, more of those. And then here it starts with some random drawings. I was trying out different ways to learn how to make circles, because it's important for you to know how to make circles. These are rough sketches, more rough sketches for different animations I did. And then here we get into another interesting part, which is pen work. So all the drawings I made here on these next 4 pages are with just pen, black pen, the cheapest one you can find. And I think they look very, very interesting, very nice. I never finished this one, but oh well. This was the window of my school when I was in the last year of school. So I would take this notebook to school. If I ever felt bored, I would draw something. More random drawings. And then in 2018, I came back to this little sketchbook and I started another training session, this time with portraits, this time with faces. And I would draw the face, and then after I would go over it with a red pen just to make sure I knew what I was getting wrong. And that didn't last long. It only lasted 2 drawings, but that's fine. And then after that, I did a little bit of product design again, and that's all. I still have lots of pages here, so I can still use this sketchbook, but I don't have as much time nowadays to draw, so I don't know when I'll be picking this up again. Next up, I'll show you some random paintings I made. So these ones are with very cheap gouache paint, and I still think they look very nice, even though it's a little bit difficult to understand what is happening here. I still think the colors are very bright, vibrant, and the composition is interesting. So I think it was a great experience to try these. And these are from 2018, so a couple of years ago. We also have these beautiful foxes over here. I really like these paintings. The colors are very, very bright, vibrant, and I like the shadowing and the technique I used. I think it looks very, very nice. This is a different technique I also tried. The composition and the colors look great. I really like this technique as well. It looks very, very nice. And this was from 2018 as well. This one didn't actually work out, as you can see. I was trying out the perfect colors for skin, or for my skin, but I didn't get it right at all. My face looks very weird. This face, it's a little bit better, but still not perfect. And this is with a watercolor, so I'm not very good at watercolor, but I'm training. And this was all for this sketchbook that is actually not a sketchbook. Now let's move on to the last one, which is the only Moleskine notebook I have. And if we open here, this one is also from 2013, I think, this first image here. And this is watercolor as well. Back in the days, I didn't know my pencils were watercolored pencils, so I just used them as regular pencils. And then after some time, when I realized they were watercolor pencils, I used water here, and it didn't look great. This was one of the first drawings I ever made with the watercolor pencils, so yeah. Here we have more drawings, this time from 2014, and this time I already knew that my pencils were watercolor pencils. Sorry if I was over there, it's because I didn't notice. And this is a very nice shadowing work as well. I really like the lights and the shadows here. It's very difficult to get these sharp edges with watercolors, so I think I did a pretty good job. Even though the overall look of this motorcycle is kind of wrong because of the perspective, I still think it looks very nice. Same with this car here. I also have all my colors for my watercolor pencils, and that's just to help me know exactly which color I'm looking for. Next we have some unfinished drawings like these two, never finished them. This one is very nice. This one is from 2015. It's just a tiger with her cub. And this was also with my watercolor pencils. I have a video about it. I don't remember where. I think Facebook maybe. And here we have the most recent drawings I have done. And these ones were from last month when I finally decided to pick up arts again. And this page here is all with watercolor, not watercolor pencils, but actual watercolor paint that I never used before. So I think the results are pretty great on these ones. And these are different types of art supplies. So here we have crayons, and here we have hydrocolor markers, and these ones are gouache paint. This is a very cheap gouache paint for children, but I think it looks great. These markers are not supposed to be used for arts, and they don't blend well. That's why it looks kind of weird. And the crayons, I think it's okay. Lastly, I was researching about water and waves. As you can see here, I was training, but I never finished the training. So I'll have to finish this one eventually. That was all, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave your like and also subscribe here to my channel. We have plenty more videos to come, so turn on your notification bell to be notified when I post a video. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.